Hey everyone, this is CBD353 here, and in the panel I got
Joshua Aaron Butcher.
today's topic is mainly going to be discussed on the pros and cons of Linux. Everyone does this, so I figured why not I'll make a video about it. I'm going to be discussing the pros of Linux, and Joshua's going to discuss the cons of Linux. One pro of Linux is speed, stability, and security. And so, I mean, everyone would want speed, stability, and security, don't you think, Josh?
Yes, everyone should have security.
And Linux is the most secure operating system that there is. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, I don't, I don't really see the one con. Do you?
Few.
Like what?
Con is like it. It has good speed. It doesn't fall back from anything like Windows. Um, it has everything you can think of, and it's really inducent on your capabilities. You have low memory. It responds to that. It responds to your CPU. It syncs really well on what you think.
Would you agree that so far between Linux and Windows, Linux is more secure than Windows?
Yes, I do believe so. Is because simple fact that Linux has more capabilities and does not have much of problems, unlike Windows have its loading dock issues or stuff like that. Overall, I mean, Linux is good.
Do you think more like also one thing is Linux is getting up there in gaming. I mean it is getting some gaming platforms. Yet on the other hand, you also gotta take in mind wine is okay, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be soon later. They're gonna have Linux to run like Steam's all available games that it already has, but it's not gonna be some support by certain kernels.
Right, and I mean in Linux, you don't got to worry about the blue screen of death or, you know, like just bogging down. You can,
No, it's pretty stable. In
you
my
can,
terms, it's pretty stable.
yeah, and like 10 years down the line after you install it, fire up 10 years later, and Linux is gonna
Still,
act like, the day that you installed it.
yeah, it's gonna stay updated as long as you keep it updated.
Right, and I mean, and also on top of it, also think about this, Josh. It's free.
Yeah, very free. I mean, you can just download it, look, and just put it onto a disk, USB. Doesn't matter. It'll run it. It'll do whatever you want to do, almost like Windows. A lot of stuff can do with Linux, but keep in mind, it depends on how you want the Linux to be. And you can choose your own base kernel, how you want to run it, like your startup.
Yeah, you can make it do whatever you want. I mean, if you want to run, let's say you got the XFCE, which is a desktop environment. You
You
can
get
customize that to do whatever you want. I
you get
mean,
most performance out of that too.
yeah, I mean, if you want to Linux is the most customizable operating system there is. You try to do that with Windows, and you're probably gonna end up breaking something,
That or you end up screwing the OS.
right? And if you mess up that master boot record, that's it.
And you gotta you gotta start from scratch.
Yeah,
Unlike Linux, you don't have to reboot from scratch. It automatically tells you if the command is correct. And if the
right.
command is not correct, it won't do nothing. It won't hurt the operating system because it's not really based on operating. It is an operating, but it's not based as an operating like Windows.
Right. And if, if you have a problem with Linux, you can do one of two things. Either call support or you can try to fix it yourself. Odds are you'll be able to fix it yourself because they'll be able to, you'll be able to get more involved and see how your operating system actually ticks.
Exactly.
I mean, you can see like what kicks on first and what kicks on second and all that.
Let's talk about the cons.
Cons are compatibility. There's not a lot of things out there that can support Linux.
No, there isn't. Like Office Max, it actually can run Office, but you have to do it the hard way to actually make it work. And that's what's the pain about Linux.
That and some Linux distributions don't like certain Linux distributions don't like drivers.
No, they don't.
I mean, take for example an HP printer. Okay, odds are that the driver's not going to work, or it's just not going to perform like
To
you want
see.
it to.
And my major issues is that sometimes when you do load a program, sometimes it crashes. Not just saying it's going to do it all the time. It's just not. And it's, in my opinion, is based for servers. What some people know. So I mean, just based servers just is more enhanced for Linux than there just are as an operating system.
Right, you can keep it better at a better pace, and it won't mess up. I mean, 10 years
No,
later down the line, you fire up an old computer that you put Linux on, Manjaro for example, and it's gonna run like the day that you installed it.
yeah, but the downfall is depends on the system.
That because you have no idea what drivers are going to be supported in your laptop or desktop either, or you're not going to know what pieces of hardware work because it's you can't figure it out until you fire it up and see what works or not.
Yeah,
Odds are a driver won't work. Your sound card won't be compatible. Your Wi-Fi chip won't be compatible.
well,
Something's not going to be compatible all the
and
time.
there is another issue that came in hand as well as far as updates. They're a pain
Yeah, sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. But
depending on which one
the
you go to.
the the good thing about Linux updates, you can use your computer while the updates are installing them, and they won't lag. Yeah, on the other hand, you go to a Windows computer, okay, and when you're doing updates, it'll lag.
Yes, basically. But there's always some reason. There's always a drawback on the network connection. It doesn't like to stay connected completely half of the time,
Right,
and that's what's a maker. That's what's the what they call a driver error or just an operating error. That's just common for Linux. Not all Linux distributions will do that, but it depends on what Linux you're running and what you're running it as for. You're
right,
running for a server or you're running just based window, like almost like Windows. But you gotta keep in mind, it depends on how you want.
right.
You want free of bugs, or do you want free just want because you want to have a server or a Linux just to play around?
Right, and I totally 100% agree with that statement. I'm gonna wrap this up here. Again, this is CVD353,
Joshua Aaron Butcher.
and this was our discussion about Windows versus Linux, the pros and cons. If you could like this video, we would greatly appreciate it. This is the first time we ever did this, and I hope it turns out. And if you like I said, like it and subscribe definitely to both of our channels. I'll leave both of our I'll leave Josh's channel in the description of this video. Definitely comment. We would like nice comments if you don't mind. And like I said, subscribe. Alright? Again, this is CVD353
Joshua Aaron Butcher.
and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Have a good day.